screen initialize. So this is what we are trying to do. So that's what we are trying to do. Now here, when the user is done picking the like selecting the doctor, okay, so when the person clicks on any of these doctors, we want it to make a call. So we want it to call the person, okay. So remember, we created a variable to store the numbers, okay, like these numbers will be entered into this field, and then we can make our call. So to do that, mouse over this, and then pick a set, okay, a setter. Setter, okay, that's for your global call. And then we have what index in listing. So this is going to help us index and then select the list. Okay, that's from our global name. Okay, remember this Dr. Sick is going to be linked with this guy. This one is going to be linked with this guy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there should be the same number for the contacts and then the emergency name. Okay, so you go to your lists, and then we look for what index in listing. So this block called index in listing list. Okay, you connect it here, and then our thing is going to be what the selection. Okay, dermatology selection. So which is any of these values. Okay, any of these strings. Okay. So to do that, you go to your dermatologist. Let's pick our dot selection. So dermatologist. Let's pick, and then we are going to look for the selection block. So this block, okay, and then it's going to be our 10. So you snap it there. And then our list is going to be what? The emergency name. Okay, these names. Okay. And then we are going to set the phone number towards select list item list. So what's the contacts, okay. So our list item list is going to be what? Our contacts, okay. And then the index is going to be what? The phone call. So that so if you select this, it's going to be stored inside this global variable, okay, and then it's indexed there. So select list item list is going to be our contacts, okay, and then the index for that selection, okay, the one that the user picked, okay, would help us make the call. So to do that, you go to your phone. Those who pick the phone call, click on it, and then we have what? Set phone dot phone number 2. Okay. Select list item list. So you go to your list built in, and then we have what? Select list item list. Select list item list. Select list item list. This block. Connect it here. And then our list is going to be what? Our contacts. Okay. Normally it's best to, like, when you're experimenting with projects, so just pick a component and then try working on that component. When you're successful, do not delete that project. Let it remain there. One day it might come in handy when you're building a project. So build all these parts one by one somewhere. When you need them, you just copy them into your backpack, and then you just import them into your project. Yeah. So we are here. So yeah. So now we want to make the call. So after the user is done picking, selecting this, it's going to connect to this, which is whichever phone number is the user picks is going to be stored here. And then we are going to select that phone number, and then we'll make a call. So we go to our phone call and then just pick make phone call. Okay, so here, let's come to this side. Okay. Now, when personal image classifier ready, okay, we want to set our label towards processing. So we'll go to our personal image classifier and look for when personal classifier.classifier ready. Okay, so when you launch your application, it needs some time, maybe some seconds or less, to prepare itself. So when it's done preparing, we want it to set our label, status label.text toward processing. Or we can even make it ready also. We can make it ready. Yeah, when the classifier is ready. So you go to your status label. Where's my status label? It's somewhere here. Oh, status label. Yeah. And then we want status label.text. Okay, status label.text. And then go to your text, pick an empty text string, and then type whatever information you want. See Reddit. Okay, and then you connect it. So now is when it's ready, we'll display this thing called processing. Okay. And then here, when the classify button is clicked, we want it to call what? We want it to do the classification. So you go to when classify button dot clicked. So to do the classification, when I click on that, so from there, when classifier dot clicked, we want it to call our classifier to classify the video data or the data. So remember, I picked the classifier button. This is my button. So when I click on this button, it should tell me like it should do the classification. Like, yeah. So you should call the classifier to start classifying or do the classification. So when classifier button dot clicked, okay, you go to our personal image classifier and then pick classify video data, this one. And then from there, you go to now, when that is done, okay, when the personal image classifier got classification, so it's done processing and everything, we want to display the results, okay, in our result label, general label, and the likes. So to do that, we go to our personal image classifier and then pick what got classification. When personal image classifier got classification. Okay, so you drag and drop it here. And then want to set our status label to what done processing. Okay, so you can just duplicate this one and then change here to what done processing, done, and then snap it here. Okay, so from there, you can still duplicate this, okay, and then change it to general. So remember, we renamed one of our labels to general. So I'll just click on the drop down here and then change to general. And then I'm going to pick a join. So you go to your text, pick a join, snap this here, and then I'm going to type what predicted results. Okay, so predicted results, so you can see here. And then I want the other information, so that's the classification to be on a new line. So let me see. So this is what we want to achieve here. So as you can see here, the predicted results, and then the results or the classification and its confidence will be on a new line. And then always consult your dermatologist will be on a new line. That's what we are trying to achieve here. Okay, using this, that's the join and then this new line, backslash and then an N. Okay, so we all know how to do this. Okay, we all know how to do this. So we need how many sockets? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 5 sockets. So we already have 2. So we just have to add 3 sockets. So just duplicate this. It should be on a new line. So the backslash and then an N. And then our results. Okay, the results. Okay, so this is going to contain the outcome. So confidence, the classification, and then its confidence level. So you just snap it here. Okay, you can see we have an error. Okay, because this result is what local to this particular block. It's not a global variable. It's a local variable, so you can only be using this. So when I snap it here, it should work. The error is gone. Okay, we don't need it. Okay, so we just duplicate this, quit here, and put another information here. So my other information was that always consult your dermatologist. Okay. Okay, so from there, you can still duplicate this. Take this out. And then we want our label, so the first result, okay, we want it to be displayed. So the first result, as you see here, okay, is displaying the first result. When you look here, okay, so when you look here, you can see what is happening. We have what the benign being picked. Okay, so we want it to be displayed. So the first result should be displayed. So to do that, we have what, since the get result comes out with the output is in the form of a list, we need to be able to do that, help us pick the first listen. We need, let me change this to the results. So click on the drop down and change to results. And then we'll go to our list and then for select list item list, this, snap it here, and then just pick mouse over your get results. Okay, so the list item list is here. And then the index, okay, index 1 is going to be what the first list, the first classification and its confidence level, which is stored in this variable or parameter called results. Okay. So if we do that, we should get that result displayed. And then you can duplicate the results again. We just, this isn't necessary, but I was just trying my hands on it. I hadn't used this before, so I wanted to know. Okay, so when I did this, it gave me what the classifications that I was doing. Okay, so it gave me what the classification, so benign and then malignant. Okay, without their confidence level. So the labels for my classifications, that's what this block gave me. Okay, so you go for one of the labels that we picked. I didn't give it any name. Okay, so I think it's this one. Oh, no, I think I called it classification label. So let me just change this to classification label. Okay, yeah. And then you go to your personal image classifier and then pick this one. So model labels. Okay, so model labels. So all the labels that you did. Okay, so remember our label. Okay, I've cleared my data, but we labeled it benign and then malignant, which is why we have the benign and then malignant being displayed. Okay. Okay, so from there, let's do, so the error block, okay. Now, when there's an error, when personal image dot error, okay, we want to set our result label dot text. Okay, so just go to your result label. Okay. And then pick what result label dot text. You wanted dot text. Let me change this to dot text. You go to your text here, pick this. Oh, sorry, pick a join. Pick a join. Okay, as you can see here, pick a join. So we want an information call was so error. And then we have what lookup in pairs. So it's going to pair, so the error and then its message, okay. So to do that, we'll go to our list and then look for lookup in pairs, lookup in pairs. That's this one, lookup in pairs, key pairs not found. Drag and then drop, connect it here. So our error is what's stored in this variable called error code. Okay, so already we have the error code. Okay, -1, 2, 3, and this thing. So we want the error code. Okay, so we just mouse over this. So our key is what the error code, and our pair is going to be what the message. So the error message. Okay, so it's going to look up and then pair them. Okay, so it's going to look up inside like this code and then match it with its error. Okay, and then the display. So this one is supposed to help us the user know the kind of error. Okay, so that's why we made this list. Other than that, we wouldn't have used made something like this. Okay. And then that should be it for this one. Set result label dot text towards go for a join. Okay, go for a join. You go for an empty text string, which from your text here. And then just want it to display the error. So the error message. Okay. And then want to look up in pairs. Okay. Now the error code is stored inside this variable. Okay, when you pick this block, it's stored inside this variable called error code. Remember, we created this, okay, the reason why we created this is supposed to help us the users see like the error. Okay, other than that, we would have left the machine to just like we wouldn't know the error, but only the machine would know its error. So this one is just for visual purposes for the user. So error, and then we'll look up in pairs. So the pair here, the key here is what this. So remember the dictionary that we did. Okay, so this is something like a dictionary. Okay, so it's pairing the error. Okay, the error with it was message. So -1 means what? Classification not supported. -5 means what? Cannot classify video and image. And then the likes. Okay. So you go to your list and then look for look up in pairs, this block, snap it here. And then our key here is for the error code. And then the pair here is going to be what? Our error message. Okay. Okay, so from there, we have only 2 blocks left, which is this. So remember our floating action button, okay? When our floating action button is clicked, if you pick, so when floating action button dot clicked, okay, want it to what? Call activity starter to start activity. Okay, so remember when that is clicked, we want it to what? Make a list of all the, where's my, make a list of all, so this is my activity, the floating button. When I click on it, it should make a list of all the dermatologists around me. So you just go to your activity starter and then what? Call activity starter, start activity. Okay. The reason why we didn't remember in our designer, we already inputted values for the parameters, which is why in the blocks we just called it to start the activity. Other than that, we would have done all those things here. So the final block is the switch block. Okay, so when the switch is clicked, okay, or is checked, okay. So you want to test if it's true, if it's like clicked, if it's actually true, checked. If it's checked, we want to toggle the camera to what? The facing mode. So you want it to change the facing mode. Okay, else if it's not checked, you want it to also change the facing mode. Okay, so let's say if it's the front camera, if it's the front camera, it would change towards the back camera. If it's the back camera, it will change toward the front camera. So this block is just going to be doing that. So to do that, you go to your switch button and then pick what? When switch dot click, okay, is checked. Okay. You go to your control and then pick what? An if condition block. Okay, so if true, if it's true that is checked, if true. Okay, then go to your personal image classifier. Then you have what? Toggle camera facing mode. Okay. Else, if it's not listen, else if it's not true, then it should what? Toggle the camera facing mode. Okay. So let's say by default, let's say the camera facing mode is front, or let's say back. Okay, so if it's true that is checked, like if it's true that it's facing the front, is facing the environment, it should change towards the user, the port, like viewing that's the front camera. Else if it's facing the user, then it should change towards the environment or the back camera. That's what this block is doing. So you just connect it here. And then that should be it for today. Let me just arrange. Okay, so I'll end the meeting. Thank you guys. Bye.